I'm Emma, and here's my story. Once, while at class in school, I received a message from my mother. Thinking that there was something very important, I immediately read it secretly under my desk. Barry won't be home. Come now. I felt bad because I immediately understood everything. Barry is my dad, and it was clearly not me who should have read this message. Mom, realizing that she made a mistake, sent me a funny emoji and a short phrase, "Sorry, I made a mistake." Now I understand everything. She is cheating on my father. I was very angry with my mother. I needed to find out everything. Raising my hand, I told the teacher that I wasn't feeling well. I quickly left the classroom and hurried home. On the way, I thought about what I would do. My house was only a few blocks from the school. So after 15 minutes, I was already sitting in the bushes near my windows. I decided to find out everything to the end. Waiting in ambush for a mysterious stranger, I didn't know what to do next. Should I tell Dad? This will be a terrible blow to him. But he has been very happy lately. Things in the company went up, his salary was raised. Dad flew on wings, and this news will upset him terribly. And how to speak with Mom now? While I was tormented by sad thoughts, a car parked near the house. I knew this car well. But I still didn't want to believe until my godfather, Uncle Sam, Dad's brother, came out of it. I was overcome with rage. How could Mom cheat on Dad with his brother? It's horrible. I tried to remember how Uncle Sam behaved in the company of my mother at family holidays. Were there times when they behaved strangely? Tried to hide somewhere in the room? My head was spinning with these thoughts. What if my dad doesn't believe me? I could hardly believe what was happening, but the message from Mom left no chance. Yes, and Uncle Sam behaved strangely. Why did he park across the street? And he goes to the house, looking around. I took a couple of pictures. Here he is walking down the street. Here he comes to my house. And he comes in. What should I do now? I decided to get closer to the window to take more photos. But at the same time, I was afraid to look through the window and see what I did not want to see. But once I decided, I needed to find out everything to the end. Taking a breath of air into my lungs, I went to the window. I heard my mother's loud laughter, and she was serving Uncle Sam a glass of champagne. Tears welled up in my throat. I wasn't wrong. There really is something between them. With trembling hands, I took a couple of shots and returned to my hiding place in the bushes. What should I tell Mom? As soon as I began to think through the conversation with her, I began to shake. And my father, how can he tell that his cutie Dory, whom he's been with since high school, is having an affair with his brother? I didn't want to be the one to bring bad news. I felt so sad when I thought about it. What will happen to my family now? Dad, having learned everything, will immediately file for divorce. And who will I live with? Better with Dad. At least I trust him. I will never be able to trust my mom again. And she will definitely be angry with me when I tell everything. Maybe even hate me. I don't want her to stop loving me. These thoughts made me panic. When Dad came home, I was already not myself. Uncle Sam was in the house, and I didn't want Dad to see them. The very thought made me sick. I couldn't just let my dad walk in. When he turned the key in the lock, I ran up to him. I held my phone in my hands to show him the photos. He was surprised when he saw me.
Emma, what a surprise! I didn't know you were already at home. Don't you have extra classes at school today?
He said surprisingly. Hi, Dad. Classes have been canceled. The teacher is sick. I lied without blushing. Dad grabbed the doorknob to enter the house. I grabbed his hand and said firmly, "Wait. Dad, I need to tell you something." Then suddenly the door swung open, and in the doorway stood my mother, Uncle Sam, and many more of my father's friends and colleagues from work. They all held champagne in their hands and shouted, "Surprise!" Uncle Sam came up to my dad and with the words, "Congrats on your promotion, brother," he handed Dad a glass. My dad even had tears in his eyes. He was very surprised, and I was shocked. And I understood that for Dad, this was an absolute surprise from the beginning. And scrolling back in my head all of the events, I felt a little ashamed. It's a shame that I didn't immediately understand why Uncle Sam parked the car on the other side of the road. And all because everything was packed with other cars of our friends. And now they were standing here and congratulating my father, embracing everyone. Dad quickly brushed away a happy tear, and I stood aside, feeling very stupid. Mom came up to me.
I didn't know you were home, Emma. What about your classes?
I blushed to the ends of my hair. They've been canceled. I looked up at my mother. Did you prepare a secret party for Dad?
Yes! Everyone wanted to surprise him and congratulate him on his promotion. I'm so proud of you, dear.
Mom ran up to Dad and hugging him kissed him lightly. It was such a relief to see their loving glances. Our party dragged on until late in the evening, and before going to bed, I deleted the photos with Uncle Sam that I took while sitting in the bushes, because it would be strange if someone saw them. And this situation taught me not to make any hasty decisions. Not everything is always as it seems at first glance. Therefore, you need to check your suspicions so as not to get into an awkward situation later. How it happened to me. Have you had such a situation? Have you been in similar stories? Share in the comments. It would be very interesting for me to read. And please, like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other interesting stories.